I've seen many street photography videos on your channel,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking of trying it myself. What
Alright.
tips can you give me, considering I've never done street photography?
Well, first of all, I'm not a professional, so I can't give you any pro tips, but there are 6 tips that I could give you. But the number one is the gear doesn't matter. No matter what people say. Yes, it can help you with the street photography and photography in general, but actually it doesn't matter. You know, you see me shooting with Sony a6000 and phone and whatever. One thing, one tip, just shoot with what you have, and that's it.
Okay, I actually have Sony a6000 right here with a couple of lenses. What's next?
Well, how well do you know your camera?
I get my way around.
Okay, so that's actually tip number 2. You need to know your camera, you need to know it well. I'm not saying necessarily that you have to shoot full manual, but at least you should know which settings to use in which kind of situation. For example, if you're photographing like a really long street, you shouldn't shoot wide open at f1.8. You should know how to alter the aperture in order to get the effect that you want to get.
Right, same thing with knowing the basics, what to do when the shutter speed is low or when to increase the ISO.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. What are your recommendations regarding shooting JPEG or RAW?
So even if you are a beginner, I think you should be shooting RAWs. You should shoot JPEGs only in the case that you never ever gonna edit any of the images and you just want the straight out of the camera look.
But why?
Well, because the photos that are captured in RAW allows you for 2 things. One, it's a lot of flexibility, and also your creative expression, because you can edit them without any loss of data in Lightroom, for example, and you cannot really do that with the JPEGs. And the second thing, you can recreate and have your creative way of being and showing the image exactly as you want, and you can't really do that again with the JPEGs. So that's why you should be shooting RAWs.
Okay, that makes sense. But without all the technical part, what should I shoot?
Well, I think it really depends on each person individually, but I think you should be, my advice, again, personal, subjective, you should be capturing the movement and motion in the city, because it will just make it so much more interesting instead of these, you know, very static shots of just random building. And the second thing, if you can, I would really suggest you to try to capture people and their emotions and how they fit into the city, because, you know, people with their emotions, I would say, tell a story of 1,000 words than just a random building.
Okay, but it's not so easy to shoot people. How do you get so close to them?
Yeah, you know, and I'm actually a person who is a little bit shy, and I can't be really close to the people and asking them, oh, can I take a picture of you? So there are a couple of options. One is that you can use a longer focal length lens, but I don't recommend always using that, because, you know, the street photography is so much more than just having a telephoto lens, because you also want to sometimes capture the whole city. So a wider focal length lenses are actually more recommended. So you do have to get in the space of personal space of the people, and that's just something you kind of have to get used to it.
Is there anything I can do to make it easier?
Well, shoot often. That's my tip. You know, try to shoot in different scenarios, in different places, different cities, different weather conditions, and try to approach different people. And the more you go, the more you do, then kind of the easier it's gonna be, and the things that you did before will feel like piece of cake.
Awesome. Is there anything else? Did you tell me all the 6 tips already?
I mean, there's always something more to tell, but if there would be one last thing to say, is that, you know, just try different angles, try different things in the photography, come up with some assignments and stick to them, and I think it's gonna challenge you and make things so much better and make you grow as a photographer.
Awesome. And what are we going to do now?
Well, now we have to go out and shoot. Let's bounce.